Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. I'm Rini Mehta from PTE Tutorials Aussizz Group, and today I'm here in front of all of you to explain a little bit about Australian Migration and Education Conclave 2022. We are starting here with the PTE tips and tricks, and I'll be holding this session with the proper understanding about this exam and the tips and tricks to clear this exam. Yes, this is a very wonderful exam. You can pass this English test. It is held by Pearson, and Pearson take this exam to make sure that you get migration and student visa and all these things. So let's see what this exam is about and let us understand the tips and tricks to clear it in one shot. Right. So I'm here. I'm Rini Mehta and I will be talking to you about all the giveaways during this session. And I will also explain about the different types of techniques and understanding of the topic of the PTE and blood exam and complete scenario. Please be with me, stay in the session. We have wonderful giveaways during the session. Also in the end, I'll be talking to you. You can post your questions in the chat box and I will take all the questions towards the end of the session. So we'll have a very wonderful Q&A. You can always talk to us and I will bring to you wonderful giveaways from this conclave. I hope you all benefit with this session and let us now take a look about what is PT and how to understand about this task. So hopefully you'll be able to see my screen. And this is PT tips and tricks. And in the PT tips and tricks, we will be sharing with you in this Australian Migration and Education Conclave 2022 that how anyone can do this exam in one shot very easily. This is the particular session brought to you by Aussizz Group, and I'm Rini Mehta. You can always talk to me through the session, throughout the session, but post your queries in the chat box. I will be picking all the queries towards the end of the session. So let's start. And this is a technique where you will be given a test of English, and this is done by Pearson. So, Pearson test of English, PTE. There will be four sections in your exam: speaking, writing, reading, and listening section, right? So, there will be four sections, and these sections will come in the order, in the sequence which is written here. First, you will get the section of a speaking test, then writing, and then your reading test will be done, and then listening section. All these four sections will be completed within a time span of approximately 2 hour or 10 minutes or so. So you will see that you have to finish all these four sections in one go and it will be done on computer. So you will have to give this exam on computer. You have to go to the test center and there you have to sit in front of a computer. Obviously, many other people will be sitting next to you and there will be many workstation in a test center. So this becomes a challenging task when you have to do with the person sitting next to you. So we'll take into account all these things towards the end. Let's check here. Part 1. If your exam starts and it starts with speaking and writing section, this section, this complete PT exam is divided into three parts. Part 1, speaking and writing. Part 2 is only reading and part 3 is listening. However, there is no break in between, so you have to do all these three parts in one go. And the first part of the test will evaluate your speaking and writing skills. This section is approximately of 54 to 67 minutes and a combined timer will be there. The timer is combined, but the question number will be of the complete test. So you might be given 60 questions and the timer will be showing only for speaking and writing section. Let's check what is this part 1 of your exam. So when you go to the center, you will have to do the biometric, do the scan of your fingers and your face and everything will be checked in. And then a passport will be checked in. So you will have to use the ID. And once you log into the room, and then you are allowed to sit in front of the exam, do the mic check, headset check, and start your exam. When you click mic check, headset check, there will be introduction part where you have to introduce yourself for 1 minute. After that, your timer will get on, right? And this timer will start from question number 1 of speaking section, which will include your read aloud. So this is a section overview only for speaking section. There are 5 tasks in speaking section: read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, retell lecture, and answer short question. I will describe about all these 5 tasks in a while in detail, where I will do some questions with you, and I'll make this session very interactive to you, and I will try to solve your doubts in the end, right? So let's check here what is read aloud. In read aloud, you need to do it to read the paragraph on the screen. And in repeat sentence, again, it is a high scoring task. Describe image, again, high scoring. Retell lecture is a medium scoring. Answer short question is a very low scoring task. So let's check how to do these questions and understand about speaking in more detail. But before that, I will just, in a brief overview, I will explain in a complete overview, I will explain what it is and how your test will be taken, and then we will start task wise again. So on my next slide, you can see there is a writing section, and in writing section, there are only 2 tasks. Yes, you are only asked for 2 tasks. You heard it very right. It is summarize written text and write essay. But yes, obviously writing section is marked by many other tasks. So there are certain integrated tasks which will give you score in writing and many other sections. So you will have to understand how many tasks are standalone and how many tasks are integrated. And you need to understand about the writing scenario, how to write to get full marks with the computer. Let's check the next part, reading section. This is your part 2. Part 1 was speaking and writing. Part 2 is reading section. Again, there are 5 tasks: multiple choice to single answer, multiple choice, choose multiple answer, reorder paragraph, reading fill in the blanks, and reading and writing fill in the blanks. Some tasks are integrated, some are standalone, some tasks are high, and some tasks are low scored. We'll check it in a while. Next, part 3 will be your listening section, where you are given 8 tasks. Can you believe it? 8 tasks, and the timer is separate. And this becomes much more challenging because you have to manage time. You have to do all these 8 tasks in just a very short timer, right? So towards the end, you will get a write from dictation question when your exam ends. And if you do not manage your time, you will miss write from dictation, and that is the worst case scenario. So if your target score is 79 plus, please do not miss write from dictation. Let's check further now in detail. What is it? But before we start in detail, there is a wonderful giveaway alert, and I'm announcing this giveaway. This is brought to you by Aussizz Group, and we are giving you free 2 months PT online coaching to selected candidates, free CCL online coaching in Hindi, Punjabi, and Tamil, and to free selected candidates, free 485 visa consultation to some selected candidates, free 1 PR consultation for 30 minutes, up to 50% scholarships provided by institutions for select course upon meeting eligibility. So this is Aussizz Conclave 2022. I will announce more about it. Stay tuned in the session. Okay, so let's talk about read aloud. Question number 1 of your exam, PTE, and as the heading suggests, you need to read aloud the text displayed on your screen. How to begin? So you will be given a countdown, and counter is there 35 seconds approximately to prepare for the task, and then 35 seconds approximately to speak for the answer. And you will have to start speaking when the recording bar starts. How you are judged? If you can see here, there is a reading, speaking, and reading, speaking, oral fluency, pauses, and clarity. So it will give you marks in 2 sections, reading and speaking, and you will get oral fluency, pauses, and clarity. These 3 things will be checked. The trick here is to group words together. Let's check one question. So I will share with you uh, this my screen, where you will be able to check with this question how to do this task very easily, right? So one question for all of you. So this is our PT tutorials website. You all can log into the website, practice questions from the sample questions, and a wonderful technique to prepare for this. This is a read aloud task. And if you check read aloud, the timer will start like this. And if you are given a read aloud question, the most important task for reading section as well. This is a task that gives you score for a reading section as well. And as I know, you must be aware of the thing that you will be getting disturbance during the exam. If you do not do it with concentration, you will lose mark in your reading section as well as speaking section. So what is the trick to do a perfect read aloud? Very simple. Group the words together, speak very clearly, and be fluent enough. Do not hesitate. So these are certain techniques where you can check this read aloud. Let me do one read aloud for all of you. Let's check here. Methane is a waste product of the oil and gas industry that results in greenhouse gas pollution that is 25 times more powerful than CO2. Working with industry to cut these harmful emissions by almost half over the next 10 years will dramatically reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Have you observed? I took a pause after CO2, right? So take a pause whenever you see a full stop and comma. That can help you to get your scores very easily. Let's continue further. And as you can see now, this is a 90 scorer read aloud answer. Three things to focus: fluency, pauses, and clarity. It will give you perfect score in reading as well as speaking section, which is reading is 28% from read aloud highest for any task, right? Next topic will be repeat sentence. Here you just have to repeat the answer from the speaker. So when the speaker is saying something, when the timer gets on, you have to speak it out again. What is the trick to clear repeat sentence? Yes, I am very well aware people do panic when they get a long repeat sentence. So there could be a short repeat sentence and a long repeat sentence and 8 to 10 to 12 questions in your exam. Mostly 8 questions are short enough, but 10, 1 or 2 or 3 questions could be a long sentence also. How to repeat? Very simple. You have to mimic the speaker. Wherever the speaker is taking a pause, you have to take a pause, and you have to make sure that you visualize that sentence to repeat it again. Follow chunking strategy, chunk the sentence into parts, and you'll be able to repeat it again. Those who are Hindi listeners, you can talk to me in Hindi towards the end of the session as well. I'll be explaining in both the languages towards the end. Let's right now understand what is a repeat sentence. So yes, I would like you to check here on my screen how you are judged, right? So this question, whenever you see on my screen this question, how are you judged? The answer is there. That means it gives you scoring two sections, listening and speaking. So a very high scoring task. Please do not mess it up. If your target score is 79 plus, do not mess it up and follow the sequence. Whatever the speaker is saying, say the answer in sequence. Strategy to be followed is chunking strategy, right? Practice with me towards the end, and we can do some questions if you need practice with me. Now, the next question is describe image. The most important question for a speaking section. If you are losing mark in speaking section, if you have given exam before and you got very less score in speaking section, this is the task where you need to focus. We need to describe an image that will be displayed on your screen. When to begin? You will have 25 seconds timer to prepare for yourself and 40 seconds to speak. You will be given partial credit and you are judged only for speaking section. It is a standalone task. No integrated mixing is there. Oral fluency and content is there, which is checked. But how to get 90, how to get full marks for this describe image? Very simple. You have to speak fluently and talk about color and background and speak till 3/4 of the bar. Make sure you do not hesitate. You do not go out of the topic, right? Let's check what it would be most important task of PT. And if you check it here, I'll be doing one question for describe image, and this is our PT tutorials website. You can always use our website. There are so many interactive things on the website. Check it here. This is a question given to you for describe image, and there is a recording timer also. So 25 seconds of the timer is there to prepare for this task. I will start with the timer and you will have to see. I will stop 5 seconds before the timer ends. Why? To make sure computer does not register incomplete answer. Check it here. Recording beginning in 1 0. Now I can see trends of urban female education from 1999 to 2000 to 2009 and 10 is given. I can see certain numbers on the screen: 442, 174, 281, 373, 203, 305, 298, 193, 382. I can see certain different colors. There is red color, blue color, and green color. Then there are number of bars. Let me just count the number of bars on the screen: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can see 1999 to 2000, 2004 to 2005. 2009 to 2010. Overall, it is a very beautiful picture. Now, Have you seen? I was fluent enough, no hesitations, and I just described whatever was there on the screen. People get confused and they talk about maximum point and minimum point. You don't need to do that. You don't need to analyze the image. Just describe the image and get full mark. However, do not go out of the image. If you say any sentence in between, which is like my favorite color is red color. That's a wrong answer. Your computer, how this checking is done by computer, computer is given a neighborhood of words to check for this. So for example, here computer will be given 442, computer will be given 281. These are given to computer, and anything relatable. If a tree is given, computer will be given leaves and all that. So neighborhood of words are given through which computer checks. So make sure that you are following the image. Do not go out of the content. Look for the timer. And the biggest problem in speaking section is that if you stop for 3 seconds or more than 3 seconds, the mic will be off. So make sure you do not stop anywhere in between for 3 seconds, right? Hopefully you understood disclaimer, which is very important task for speaking section. If your target score is 55 plus, please make sure you are doing this thing very correctly. Read a lecture, just you have to listen to a lecture and then retell it in your own words. There could be 1 to 2 questions in your exam, and you have to begin when the timer gets on. When the lecture ends, there will be 6 to 10 seconds gap, and then certainly, then obviously there will be a timer that gets on, and once you see the recording bar, speak immediately in within 3 seconds, otherwise it can go off. How you are judged only for 2 sections, listening and speaking, and computer is looking for form and content. Here the tip is that you can write down certain keywords on the paper, write phrases, group the words together. The more words you use, the group of words you use in your answer for a keyword will give you good score for read a lecture. Use a format if you can. If you get a 90 scorer format, yes, then join the keywords to the format to get the full mark for the form. If the form goes to 0, this answer goes to 0. So make sure the form is perfectly correct in your answer. Let's talk about answer short question. Very low score task. Do not worry about this task. You need not to be an encyclopedia. You need not to learn your GK history. There will be a very short question in front of you, and your answer will be in just one or few words. You have to make sure you give your answer when the timer gets on, right? So when to begin? When audio clip will begin to play automatically, and at times this item also has an image. So don't get confused and give your answer in one go. And if sometimes you are given a question with options, so then you will get to know that mostly, not always, but mostly the last option is the correct answer. Now, if we check about this task, there could be 5 to 6 questions in your exam, and it will play continuously. Once there will be a question, you cannot replay anything in this complete exam. There is no play, pause, or stop button. You can just increase or decrease the volume bar. That's it. So once you get the timer on, start speaking within 3 seconds. Otherwise, mic will go off and your answer will not be recorded. This was about speaking section. 5 tasks, 4 are very important. Answer short question is a very low score task. Next, we are moving about around this question for writing. So writing section contains 2 tasks. Summarize written text, and you need to write a summary of a paragraph. You are given a paragraph, but your summary should be in one sentence only. So how does a computer checks your answer? First thing first, computer looks that is there only one sentence or 2 sentences. Obviously there should be only one sentence, right? So if there is only one sentence, it gives you mark. If there are 2 sentences, it does not check further. So make sure you don't put 2 full stops, right? Put only 1 full stop and get full mark. Scoring is done, partial credit is there, and it will be marked for reading and writing section. 1 or 2 questions in your exam can come, and a particular separate 10 minutes timer is given to you to finish this task. Do not finish it early because the timer will not be added anywhere. So the 10 minutes timer is there. Just use it completely and perfectly. And you can also check that you are judged for grammar, vocabulary, content, and style. Basically, computer is looking for a mistake-free answer. That is the most important thing. If it was single error, it will deduct a lot of marks. There are many techniques. Some people join keywords and write as many words as possible, use connectors. Yes, that's a good technique, but make sure when you are using this technique, do not do any grammatical error. I can tell you the word limit for this question given in score guide is 5 to 75 words, right? If you check the score guide, the word limit for this answer is 5 to 75 words. But I am very sure you will agree with me. Writing one sentence, only one single sentence in 70 or 75 words, in 50 to 70 words, even if I say that, is quite impossible to write with a perfect grammar, right? So you might end up with a grammatical error or any other lexical error or some other things. Development of the sentence can go wrong. So all these errors could be there if you're writing 70 words in your answer for one sentence or 60 words, right? Write less. And my strategies do involve writing between 25 to 40 words. Yes, it is allowed. The timer, if you check the score guide, word limit is 5 to 75, and I follow word limit for 25 to 40 words. Join two sentences with a perfect connector and write between 25 to 40 words, because if you cross 40, what will happen? If you cross 40, obviously then computer will check for plagiarism. Below 40, it does not check. Many of my students got 90 in writing very easily because they followed this technique. And make sure you are writing a perfect sentence in your answer. Next task which comes in writing section is essay, and you will see you are given a 20 minutes separate timer to write an essay. Your essay should be written between 200 to 300 words, and you can check the essay. You have to check the topic and then write the essay. You will be judged on grammar, coherence, vocabulary, and written discourse, which will include lexical error, linguistic range, then cohesiveness, and everything other thing. Use connectors in your essay and always write in 4 paragraph. If you don't write in 4 paragraph, your essay will not be marked by Pearson. A computer is checking first thing first is 4 paragraph. Are you writing in 4 paragraphs or not? How you are judged? You are judged for writing section. Partial credit is given. Grammar, vocabulary, spelling, written discourse, coherence, style, structure, linguistic level, content, everything is marked. Writing between 200 to 300 words is very, very important. And you can use structure and add keywords for a perfect 90 scorer answer for a very good attempt in this task. Next section, part 2 of this exam, you will get reading section. And yes, I'm very much aware those who are targeting 79 plus reading. See, it is very simple to get 90 in reading. Yesterday, only one of my students got 90 very easily. How? This is a trick which you need to learn. First thing first, time management. Your separate timer will be on, and if suppose you are given a 30 minutes timer and you are given 15 questions, so you have to decide on an average you can just do 2 minutes per question, right? So you can just do one question in 2 minutes. But however, you might need more time in some questions, which will help you to get more marks. So identify high score task and low score task. Reading multiple choice question, single answer is a low score task. It does not affect your score a lot. So please do not worry about this question type. You will be presented with a passage and you need to go through the text carefully. Down to the text is a question with multiple option, and you need to select by clicking only one which you think is right. You are judged only for reading section, and tip is that glance through the question first and then check the paragraph. And my trick is that mostly last line is the correct option. 95% of the paragraph you will see the answer is in the last line in PT option. Let me show you. If you check here, we are checking PT Tutorials website, and on my website you can see I'm sharing reading section, multiple choice question, single answer. And yes, the answer, if you can check here, let's do a random question. There will be two types of questions in your exam. One question where it will ask you what the author is trying to tell you, inference of the passage, summary of the passage. And mostly the answer is in the last or second last line. And if it does not relate to the option, then look for the first line. And yes, sometimes the second type of question, 5% questions, will have keyword in the question. So your answer will be next to the keyword line. This is a very short trick. Do practice with me and you can just check how easy it is to get the answer. But for those who are not able to do time management, then you have to follow another technique. Spend less time here, use more time in different other sections of reading section, right? So this is a low score task. Don't worry about this, but you have to just select only one answer. And once you click that answer, you'll be able to check very easily. Check the last option and look for the answer very easily. Let's move to the next task again. Now, this question type here is very simple. Reading multiple choice question, single answer, just click one. If you do it correct, you will get plus 1 mark. If you do not do it correct, you will get 0. And this question type, plus 1 is not out of 90, right? Plus 1 is out of 350 or 400 mark. Every section is of 350, 400 mark, and then you are calculated 90 percentile out of that. So to get 90 percentile in every section, if let's say the question paper is of 400 mark, you need 360 marks to get 90 out of 90. So you have an option of doing mistake of 40 marks approximately. If you do an error of 40 marks, still you can get 90 out of 90. So this 1 mark won't affect much. This is a low score task. Next, reading multiple choice question, multiple answer, very tricky because it contains negative marking. If you see, it is a negatively marked task. What will happen? You will be given a passage and you have to go through the text carefully. Then you will be given a question and multiple options are there. You need to select more than one option. There are more than one options which are right. But if you select a wrong answer, you will be marked negatively, -1 for a wrong answer, +1 for a right answer. However, minimum score is set to 0. So it will not cut marks from other sections and it will cut only mark in this question. So if you are doing 2 wrong and 1 right, that is -1. But still you will be awarded 0 because minimum score is set to 0. Now, how you are judged? You will be given marks only in the reading section. Read the question first so that you know what you should focus on after having a glance at question and the options and start reading the text. Select only one answer if you're not sure enough to avoid negative marking. Okay, be in the session. We'll be announcing giveaways very soon. You will get so many insight about Aussizz group and we'll be talking to you towards the end of the session. I'll take all of your questions in the end. Just we are about to check this task and then only listening section is left and then I'll be taking your questions as well. So stay tuned and look for the giveaways and many other opportunities you can gain from this conclave. Right now, this is the third task, reorder paragraph. Obviously, the questions are shuffled. You can get first reorder paragraph and then you can get multiple choice. The questions inside the section can be shuffled and yes, you will get 1 to 2 reorder paragraph. I have seen people doing reorder paragraph in a many different manners. But see, this is a computer. You don't need to go through every single aspect because there is a timer which is continuously ticking and you have to manage time. Learn to manage time by checking the task very quickly. Look for the links. And in this question, 1 to 2 question will be there. You will be given certain paragraphs and you have to arrange these paragraphs in a perfect order. They are randomly arranged. You have to arrange it in a perfect order. You will be marked only for reading skill 11% from this task. If you see, reorder paragraph gives only 11% in reading section, whereas summarize written text of writing task gives 15%. So if your marks in reading are less, which question you should practice more, 15% or 11%? You can write your answers in the chat box. I'll check it once we finish this session. Obviously, 15%, right? So we have to focus more on summarize written text rather than reorder paragraph. If your target score is 55 plus, that's easy to get 55. 65 plus people can do other questions like read aloud, summarize written text, and reading, writing, fill in the blanks to get full in reading. But those who are targeting 79 plus, they must focus on a little bit on 3/4 question of reorder can be done correctly. Yes, reorder is very easy. Carefully read the paragraph to just skim And if you have years mentioned in your paragraph, arrange them in the chronological order. Look for subject to subject connection and look for links like ending becomes the beginning, or you can look for the connector. Connector mostly ends the paragraph, mostly, not always, but mostly. So there are certain links, ending of the sentence can be the beginning of the next sentence or the middle part of the next sentence. So that helps you to arrange it in a perfect reorder. We can check some questions if we get time for this. We'll surely do one question for that. Next task, reading fill in the blanks. Very simple. Use collocation words. I can tell you it is very simple to get good marks in fill in the blanks. Don't go for a lot of grammar. Don't go for a lot of vocabulary. Rather, Pearson has released a list of collocation words. Now, what are collocation words? Words that we use in our day-to-day life. For example, keep in touch. Keep in touch. We usually say that, right? So keep in touch is a collocation. They will give you keep outside the blank and keep in outside the blank, and touch you have to drag and drop. So how it looks like, obviously reading fill in the blanks gives you score only in reading section. Let's check one question, how it looks like and how to do that question easily. This is our website, PTE tutorials. You can check ptetutorials.online. Go to fill in the blanks section, and very simple to guess this word very easily. Check it here. What is the strategy? People start reading this question from the start and they miss collocation word. Strategy is very simple. You have to first, what is this task about? This is a paragraph. Some blanks are given. You have to drag and drop the word in the blank. Now, what is the trick? Do not start reading initially. Initially, just check the blank and two, three words before the blank and two, three words after the blank. Read it now. Human history could be dashed into four eras. What you will put in the blank? You can write your answer in the chat box if you need. Human history could be dashed into four eras. Start putting one by one. Read it very fast. You are given a timer, so you have to do it very fast. But initially, practice for a correct answer. Then we will practice for the timer. So human history could be divided into four eras, right? Now go to the next blank. Look for this blank. He dashed the concept in a 1962 book. If you get the answer, all good. But if you don't get, there is a strategy. Strategy is matching technique and elimination technique. What is matching? Matching, if you don't know the grammar, you can just do matching technique and get full scores. What is this matching technique? Very simple. In the previous sentence, you have divided. Those who don't know a lot of grammar, you can see ed part is there, divided. So next sentence can take ed. If you are not sure, if you don't get the collocation in one blink of your eye, don't waste your time. Go to the next blank, which was dash just as the television, like this. And this is how you will be able to see. For example, let's check the last blank. He dashed the world was entering the fourth. He predicted the world. Why I selected predicted? Ed is there. Plus this is a collocation. So learn about collocation words. Same technique is used in reading and writing fill in the blanks. Again, 5 to 6 questions, 6 to 7 questions for this. This will give you marks in reading and writing skills. Make sure you use elimination and matching technique. Next part, listening section. There are 8 tasks. Summarize spoken text. You will get 10 minutes separate timer. It is almost similar to read a lecture of speaking. You have to write between 50 to 70 words and you are judged on listening and writing skills. Use keywords, write in on your notepad and take it here. Listening multiple choice question, multiple answer, very low score task. We will be given an audio. You have to select one answer from the option. You will get you can select multiple answers, so multiple answer question, and it carries negative marking, so make sure you don't select the wrong answer. Audio will be played. Find out the correct answer from that. Next, multiple choice single answer. Again, same very low score task. Don't worry about this task. You'll be marked only for listening section. +1 if you give correct answer. 0 if you don't give correct answer. And out of 400, 1 mark won't impact. So low score task. Next, fill in the blanks. Very high score. Listening and writing skills are judged and audio will be played. There will be a paragraph, and from the audio you have to fill some blank. On the screen you will see a transcript. The correct way is to write it directly either in the blank, but if you have typing error, you can write on the paper also. Highlight correct summary. Very simple. Audio will be played. options will be there. You have to listen to the audio and find out the correct summary of the paragraph. Trick is that mostly last part of the audio relates to the correct answer. So listen carefully towards the end of the section. But again, it is a very low score task and it gives you score in listening and reading skills. Select missing word, again low score task. There will be an audio and in the end there will be a beep that will be played, and beep will be played here, and when the beep is there you have to match the last words from the option and give your answer. Low score task, nothing to worry. Last two tasks are very high scored. Highlight incorrect word. In this you can get 1 to 2 questions. It will check your listening and reading skills. This task is negatively marked, and on your screen you will see that there will be a paragraph, and you can just check the paragraph, match with the transcript with the audio. Whatever you hear differently, click on them and that will highlight the incorrect word. Last but not the least, most important, if you miss any question of right from dictation, 79 plus is difficult. So make sure you do time management. Listen carefully to the sentence spoken in the audio clip played automatically. You need to type the sentence with the exact word spoken. It will check your listening and writing skills, very high scoring task. And some prefer taking down the notes. Some write initial words. There are many different ways. Uh, Spare some time to check and proofread your own content. Grammar, spelling, style, everything matters here. What you can do is write first on the notepad and then type in the box, but check with the timeline, right? So that was about right from dictation. Time management in PT is very important. I already explained through all the tasks when we were doing. You can check our mock test from PT tutorials and you can get the result in 3 to 5 business days. The score report is there. Practice time management through mock test provided to you by PTE tutorials. These are simple questions you can check on our website. There are so many questions to be available to be practiced by you, and you can also check our exam memories material, which are real exam questions repeated a lot of times. So you can check these questions and practice for real exam questions. You can check our PT tutorials mobile app and check your questions on the AI on mobile app. You can check our YouTube videos, and we have a Telegram group. You can surely benefit from our Telegram group. Last thing but not least, this is a giveaway alert, and I'm announcing this giveaway will be providing free 2 month PT online coaching to some selected candidates, free CCL online coaching to some selected candidates, free 485 visa consultation, 1 PR consultation, and up to 50% scholarships provided by institution for select courses upon meeting eligibility. So this Aussizz Conclave 2022 is bringing you a lot of giveaways. Please stay tuned and connect to our session experts. They will guide you about more about these giveaways. You can join our online coaching and it is very much affordable, and you can also leave your session reviews if you liked my session, and if you want to connect with us, then please make sure that you are leaving your reviews on this link. The link will be dropped in the chat box, and you can just check this link very easily and understand how to join the coaching, how to benefit from Aussie's group services and all that. I will open this session now for doubt clearance. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to drop here. And yeah, okay, yes. So I'll take the doubts here. Please look for the links here which are dropped for all of you. I hope you enjoyed the session, and yes, we'll check all of your questions here. And we do have a connected session right now. You can join in that session. The links are dropped here in the group as well, right? So let's check here. Uh, yes, very nice. I can see your answers as well. Please do join the next session. Their live link is given here. Next session will be parent visa, and you can just check our upcoming session, session 7, 8, and 9. And you can also join our IELTS session next. So session 7, parent visa, session 8, 485 visa and extension pathway, session 9, tips and tricks to crack IELTS. Please look for the links here. Thank you so much, everyone. And this is Rini Mehta and signing off. And I hope you found out the session very interactive. Yes, I can see the chat box now. Okay, Shubham, find out the correct blanks in below FIB. Reading section, fill in the blank. and fill in the blanks. Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for your great reviews. This is our conclave, Aussizz Group Migration and Education Conclave 2022. More sessions are coming in front of you. Please do join all the sessions and get benefit. A lot of benefits are there, giveaways there, and learn from us. And you can just contact us all the time whenever you need. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll be seeing you again very soon. After IELTS, you have CCL session. So please do join in CCL tutorials Aussizz group session, and we'll be bringing insight about that as well. Thank you and bye.